So, a better society is first, just. It is second, wise. I recognize that I speak with some personal bias when I say that I view the prospect of a society of philosophers and poets as not unappealing. But at the very least, I think that we would do well to be a society of philosophers in the original sense in which Socrates coined that word. I think we would do well to love knowledge. Not a specific kind of knowledge. Not a sort of knowledge which is most readily and rapidly integrated with the kind of knowledge upon which we have built thus far. Not the kind of knowledge that we find ourselves most comfortable with, or most culturally equipped to both consume and produce, but knowledge. One lesson we can garner from the alternating sobriety and hysteria of 20th century philosophy, it is that to assess a thing outside of its natural context is to view it in a necessarily artificial light, one that we have selected, one that we have created, and in recreating a context, we have essentially invented a new thing. That to view a system of mythology outside of the context in which it actually existed or actually exists is to view it in an artificial and abstract space in which it does not truly exist. This is especially confusing when we find ourselves so assessing a thing in a context which imposes a structure that is completely incompatible with the thing that is assessed. One of my hobby horses on this is the problem of trying to hierarchicalize a concept, place a concept or a thing or a value system within a hierarchy when that value system itself rejects the concept of hierarchy or uses an order of hierarchy completely different from the filing system into which we're trying to place it. If we are to become wise, we would do very well to consider a thorough reassessment of that hierarchy. Not its destruction, not its annihilation, but rather a questioning of its totality. And ask ourselves first that as we are placing things into a hierarchical system in order to prioritize the degree to which we value it, and to value it comparatively, we would do well to ask if, first, our capacity to value things is a limited resource, and if so, we would do very, very well to ask why that is so, and if that is necessarily true, if that is inevitable. And should we find that that is not the case, extension of our ability to hold things as valuable may well be one of the best areas into which we can commit human intellectual resources going forward.